Well, this has changed quite a bit, hasn't it? I've really, I wanted to what? Okay, to start with, it seemed as though we had trees coming very close to the top or even off the top and no sky. And I thought, in a sense, I'd like to push those, I'd like to push the ability, okay, let me rephrase that. I'd like to be able to look past these bushes and even through them, not bushes, trees rather. So I thought I'd put a little sky up here, and I would make this more solid, more of a mauve color for these distant trees. Um, then I had also the space between here and here was a bit high, so that tends to push those trees back quite far. I wanted to bring them in to bring it back to being a little more intimate of a scene. So I've done that. And I know these colors here all look very similar to those, and they are, but that's only because it's the wash-in so far. Now I'm going to start to bring some sky in there. We're going to cut into some of these trees. And put a little bit of design in place. I'm getting so much junk on my brush here. Okay. Sitting close to the painting, I'm tending to choke up on my brush a little bit, and I really prefer not to do that. Not going to have a huge variety of color in the distance. Add a little more yellow ochre to this. And white. Some variety, not too much. Okay. I'm just using titanium white raw umber and yellow ochre at the moment. Not a lot of yellow ochre, mostly raw umber. I think I would like to go up again there a little bit. Maybe I'll just leave that for the moment. Yeah, okay, how about if we do this? Giving us a bit of the idea that we can see through things. I don't like that one. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not using turpentine now, I'm just going with straight oil paint. Is that cutting into it enough? No, it's not. I want to bring it down more. It's fine as it sits, but I have, you kind of have a plan in your head, and if I don't bring the sky down far enough, it sort of interferes with what I'm thinking. And for me to explain exactly what I'm thinking at the moment would be kind of moot. A moot point. That's better. Boy, what it comes down to is if I have very little content here, I have to have a lot of content here. I don't want it to be too busy back there. I don't want too much content. So we're just kind of straddling the line, but that's why I decided to push down with my sky a little bit here. Okay. Okay, now I'm not going to get rid of this color that I have on my palette. I'm just going to mix into it. I'm going to use a little bit of ultramarine blue and a little bit of alizarin crimson. So that's a bit of a purple there, but we're it gets dirty because it's touching yellow ochre, raw umber, and white. And I want it a little bit dirty. I don't want it to be too clean. There we go. We don't want really hard lines there. Okay, that's kind of going to be, those are our transition colors. Between sky and distant bush. Lines will become a little harder as we come in here, but where the bush meets the sky, I think that's adequate. I think that's working well. And we're not going to define our individual trees in the distance. We're just going to generally, using these mauves, these purples, we're just going to generally define what we have back there. Going to a little lower value now, just for a few strokes. You know, putting a few designs in here and there as we go. Okay, I'm just going to keep doing the same thing, working my way across the background. I'll get back to you once we have that backdrop washed in. I'll start off here briefly. I know it's not much since last time, but see, it's sort of scumbly as well. We're letting a lot of the warp and weft of the canvas show through. Some of that will disappear, but on my first go around here, I'm letting quite a bit of it show through. A lot of vacant space in the foreground. Well, it's only vacant so far. And frankly, sometimes it's okay to use vacant space, or rather, you could almost say negative space, to balance positive content. So, okay, anyway, I'll talk to you soon.